We know what we have to do to develop intimacy with our earthly relationships. We all know what we have to do. I see people courting young ladies and doing all the right things to develop close relationships with a significant other, with your kids, with your parents, with your coworkers. We have to do all the exact same things to develop that same level of relationship with God. And so the first thing we have to do is develop trust. And in order to develop trust, we have to put in time. You want to write that down. Time. I'm going to fly through this so we can get on to the next speaker, and we'll have the question and answer period at the end. So we have to develop, you can't develop much intimacy without putting in much time. I'm going to say that one more time. You cannot develop much intimacy without much time. Wherever you invest the most time is where you will ultimately have the most intimate relationship. Where are you developing, or where are you putting in most of your time? Do you want the most intimate relationship with your coworker, with the young lady, young man that you're attempting to date, or do you want your most intimate relationship to be with God? Wherever you put the most time is where that's going to happen. Second thing, communication. Communication, as we know, is fundamental to any and every single relationship. You can't have a solid relationship without communication, and the same thing holds true for God. And the way we communicate with God is through reading His Word, the Bible, and through prayer. And now, so we've done that before. How many people have ever prayed or read the Bible? Say amen. But our relationship, our intimacy is not where we want it to be. If you can honestly say you don't have as intimate a relationship with God as you desire, say amen as well. Amen. I don't. I desire to increase the intimacy with God that I have. And I have to. I need to, because I want to hear from Him. I want to be directed by Him. I want Him to order every single step, every single thought that I take. And so in order for me to do that, I have to be consistent with my prayer. I have to be consistent with all forms of my communication. I have to be constant, consistent, and I also have to be transparent. So when we think about our earthly relationships, if you're lying to somebody all the time, how close is your relationship going to be? Is it all right if they respond to that? Is this okay? I want to make sure I didn't know if there were some rules that were shared before that said if a speaker asks a question, whatever you do not answer. So what's the answer to that question? It won't be. It won't be. It's not going to work. That's one of my pet peeves. When somebody lies to me, I don't like it. Maybe you guys is all right with me, but I don't like it. We're not going to develop an intimate relationship if they're not being real and transparent in the communication that we have with them. And see, that makes sense from an earthly standpoint when we're thinking about building intimacy with human beings, but it's the exact same thing as we build intimacy with God. See, you might be thinking, but God knows my heart. He knows how I think. He knows everything that's going on, and stop lying to Him. Stop lying to Him, God, and stop lying to yourself. If you want to enhance your relationship with Him, just like an earthly relationship, you have to communicate consistently, constantly, and transparently in order to build that relationship. Amen? Amen. So that's communication. The next thing that we're talking about is you have to express appreciation and thanks. Express appreciation, thanks. And along with that, for time's sake, why don't we add reliance and dependency? Reliance and dependency. We have to express those things to God in order to enhance the relationship that we have with Him, in order to increase intimacy. You can't develop a strong relationship with a human being unless you tell them that you appreciate them. Amen? You have to tell them that you're appreciative of who they are and what they've done, and that I need you around. You're bringing value to my life. And so we have to do the same thing with God in order to develop intimacy with Him. Amen? Yeah. Amen. The next thing we'll talk about is praise. We're going to start flying through these like NASCAR races. Praise. We must acknowledge publicly